questions, I want to make one last point and invite one more speaker to speak. You know, when I talked about the stars aligning, one of the things that had to happen was that very qualified candidates on both sides of the bridge, people like Vinnie Gentili and Cynthia Felder, and Mike Cusick and Dominic Recchia, had to stand aside so that we could get unified behind one candidate. And all of them, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank. And one who fits into that category is here. I'd like her to end the comments for us, and that's our great state senator who represents both Brooklyn and Staten Island, Diane Savino.
I got stuck in this round-the-world traffic here. But we are here today because we have a very exciting opportunity. One, to help elect another Democrat to Congress, because we know how desperately we need them here. But two, to talk about the candidacy of someone that I have known and worked with from the minute I moved on to Staten Island. Someone who has been committed not just to Staten Island, and he is, but to the entire city of New York. And for that reason, I know, and we can all feel very comfortable, that when Mike McMahon is elected as the congressman from the 13th Congressional District, he will be as committed to the people of Brooklyn as he is to the people of Staten Island. As he said, he and I, we have a lot in common. We both live in Staten Island. I represent Staten Island and Brooklyn. And what I want to say to the people of Brooklyn is, don't worry, you will not be forgotten by Mike McMahon, any more than you have been forgotten by me. Mike McMahon and I will be partners on both sides of the Verrazano Bridge, fighting for the things that we know are important to the people of New York State, and the United States in general. So I am very happy to endorse Mike McMahon for the 13th Congressional District, for the people of Staten Island, for the people of Brooklyn, and for the people of New York.
Actually, Chairman Van Hollen, could I just ask how money are you willing to spend on this race, and will they spend on the primary? Because there is actually a primary candidate, and did you consider him before you?
Right. Well, the DCCC is committed to this race, and that means that if this progresses as we expect it to do with this great show of supporting unity from the local level, the state level, the federal level, and all the issues we've discussed today behind our candidate Mike McMahon, that we will do what is necessary to work with his campaign to provide the resources necessary to wage a full-out campaign. There's no $1 number you can put to that, but we wouldn't be here if we weren't fully involved and engaged in this race. We're all in. Now, with respect to the primary, our general rule, is we do not endorse in Democratic primaries. Only under exceptional circumstances do we do that. And we have an exceptional circumstance in this particular case. Here, as you can see today, you have elected and community leaders from the local level, the state level, and the federal level, who have all united and said, based on Mike McMahon's record on the city council and his involvement in community issues, he is the candidate that is going to be best able to reflect the priorities and values of the people of this district, and best able to carry the banner this year. And that's why we're gathered here in the primary. These campaigns during the primary season, in terms of resources, will prove themselves. And I have no doubt that in the case of Mike McMahon, he will emerge successfully from the primary. But if you're asking for whether or not the DCCC actually gets involved in terms of resources in the primary, no, because we make sure the campaigns prove themselves, and this is a perfect indication of the fact that this campaign will.
Will you try to get?
We're all in.
Will you try to get Steve Harrison to get out?
We're not going to urge anybody to get out or stay in. That's really not our job. And I want to commend Steve Harrison for the work he's done in this district. He has run on earlier occasions. He ran unsuccessfully, but I think he did a good job in terms of representing some of the issues we cared about. But we have a unique opportunity here now. And it's very important that we seize the moment. And we can only seize the moment by coming together strongly as we are today.
Congressman, prior to May 1st, when Congressman Fasella got arrested, did you have was this a targeted race? Secondly, did you have any discussions with Mr. Harrison? He did run before, but he did better than anyone's ever done since Mr. Fasella was in there. I mean, 43% of the vote, right, which is substantial? Have you had conversations with him during this? Or?
Before Mr. Fasella got out, this was a seat that was on the radar screen. It was one that we thought could be competitive based on the fact that in talking to community leaders in this area, we had a strong sense that people were looking for a change in direction after 7 years of the Bush administration policies, and they were looking for a change. Now, clearly, when you've got an open seat like this, it creates additional opportunities. And at that time, it wasn't just Steve Harrison. There were also other candidates in the race. Dominique Recchia was a terrific candidate, and as Mike said, he decided to step aside in the interests of coming together in party unity. I want to salute Dominique Recchia for making that decision and coming together. So there were a number of candidates in the race, and Mike Cusick was somebody who also looked closely at this race. So there are lots of people who looked at this race, and in the interest of unity, a lot of people came together. More important than just unity, it was a decision that here we had somebody who could really connect to the voters, and by coming together, we could make sure that we were in the best position to go forward. So that's how we arrived at the decision we did.
McMahon, Steve Harrison has been going on internet websites, blogs, talking about your policy position based on conversations supposedly had with Chair of the Brooklyn Conservative Party regarding abortion rights in the Iraq War. Would you like to clarify any of those positions?
My positions on those issues have been clear for some time now. I've called for the responsible redeployment of our troops from Iraq to bring them home safely and to bring them home so that they can sort of regroup and really fight the war on terrorism where it should be fought, because it's still a great issue that we face, but it's not being done now. So I've been clear on that, and any misconstruction of my statements was clarified immediately thereafter, and Steve Harrison knew that as well. So my positions have been consistent.
Councilman McMahon, seeing Vito Forcella got caught driving while intoxicated and having an affair outside of marriage, have you ever driven after you have a couple of drinks?
I've never been in a position that Vito Fasella put himself into, and if anyone knows me, they know that basically what I believe in is my family and being a good husband and a good father. My wife is someone who's known to everyone, and anyone who knows that my love for her and my love for my family is a guiding principle in my life. So I would never find myself in those positions.
Well, you drink tonight?
No, I don't. Do you? I don't. You didn't answer my question. No, I do not.
I stay home.
Yes. Any more? Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you